it's good to be back, you know, in the orange and black, and yeah, I've been here for a while now, and everything's been settled in, and you know, our cohesion and coming together as a staff. My family will be here next week, so that'll be good to be around my wife and my girls again. But yeah, you know, everything's great right now.
For you, what was the biggest part of your decision to come back?
You know, it was an opportunity. Where I was, it was a little bit of gray what was going on there, and then Oregon State, you know, from when, you know, Trent did a great job with his defense, and you know, when Trent and I spoke, and the opportunity came about, you know, speaking with him and then talking with my wife, the question was like, why not? You know, I get to come back to the alma mater, you know, a place where I came here back in 1997, and to lead the defense and to be a coordinator again. And, you know, they've been doing a great job. So it was just, why wouldn't I take this? So it's a great opportunity around great people, and it's, you know, really good community at my alma mater.
As the defensive coordinator with a defensive-oriented head coach, that's a different situation than maybe if you have an offensive head coach who just says you take care of the defense.
Right.
So how important is it for you guys to be aligned in the way you're looking at things, you know, the same way?
It doesn't matter, in my opinion, if it is an offensive head coach. The offensive head coach, and now with the defensive head coach, is going to have his philosophy, and it's important for me as a coordinator to be aligned with him regardless of what background side of the ball he comes on. Because at the end of the day, right, in the vision of the head coach.
Coach, just talking about kind of your journey since you left here as the DB coach, you know, I think about a decade ago or so. To your point about wanting to come back, did you kind of ever think that, like, when you ended up leaving for Washington back then, that, you know, so many years later you'd get the opportunity to be back here and, you know, return to a place that's so special to you?
Yeah, you know, with that, I've always stayed close to the program, even when I was at the other school, you know, just because, you know, this is where I went.
Sure.
You know, and I have a lot of friends here, and I always talk to former teammates and stuff and follow them very closely. So did I ever think about it? You know, you're always in the back of your mind, like, oh, that's an opportunity, especially with some of the openings that came up. And it just happened to work out where I was able to come back, and it was the position that was fitting for me.
Yeah. So many new faces on defense. One of the guys coming back is J. Rob, obviously, their 7th year. What does it mean to have a vet like him back there, and what does he bring to that?
Yeah, you know, in addition to J. Rob, there's Skyler, AJ. I mean, there's tremendous depth in our secondary, and those guys have a lot of good knowledge and played a lot of plays. So to have that, you know, those are kind of like guys in the room that you can kind of lean on. And then we just talked about, you know, talent is the floor. You know, so we got to elevate everybody in the room to where we're on the page, and it's second nature to us making our calls, you know, on every level. It's second nature for us to pursue and run to the ball and do the things that we want to do on defense. Got some time to go by. But having that experience is great. Like, who wouldn't want that? You know, so that, you know, you got guys who have a lot of snaps on defense to come back in and fill right in and play.
And it sounds like he's embracing that leadership role and kind of what you're talking about, pulling guys aside and kind of taking young guys under his. I mean, that's got to be immensely important. How have you seen him kind of show that behind the scenes?
Yeah.
This?
So you know, it's separation time. The separation's in the preparation, and in our group thread with all the DBs and myself. I mean, we didn't have a meeting until 9:00 today, but he said that we're coming in at 8:15, and I was like, okay, we're coming in at 8:15. So we met, got 45 extra minutes before our 9:00 team meeting. But that's great because when you got the players who are the leaders, you know, and it's player led, that means, you know, you got something, the culture is moving in the right direction or is in the right direction.
What did he want to do at 8:15?
We were going over the install.
Okay.
And making sure, you know, we were on top of everything we had to do, and then the young guys were making the calls, so that way everybody understands what we're doing and what we're trying to accomplish today.
J-Rob,
I want to sleep. Give me 45 minutes to sleep, J-Rob. Come on.
J-Rob was telling us that he had a moment with you in the training room where you were telling him a little bit about your time playing here. Is that something where you just got to let the guys know, hey, you know, I was here before and did some pretty big things here?
Oh, yeah, you got to let them know.
Yeah.
Sometimes they'll think you that old ball coach.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, I wore number 3. I ran around here. I know what you're going through, so it's not that hard. Get it done.
Yeah.
With all the holes to fill, those are opportunities.
Absolutely.
Does that lead to an enthusiasm amongst the players that, you know, there's playing time to be had? if we show the right things.
Yeah,
Right now.
no, absolutely, yeah. So with that, and we call it an organizational chart. We're moving guys around. I'm kind of getting pelted right here.
Yeah,
We're moving guys around to get those experience and giving them reps. And hey, you fly around, play ball. Don't worry about the mistakes. But the thing is your effort. Getting to the ball and how you play, how you attack. On this defense, and in some of those things where you make a mistake, that's what we're going to correct in the meeting room, so that way, you can end up being better. But getting the opportunity out there to play now, you got to make the most of them, because it's going to come a point in time where we're going to look at it, and you have to be productive in everything you're doing on the defense, so we can execute, because we're going to play the best 11 at the end of the day.